going to enjoy this discussion together. For all those who have already indicated, I want to thank you all. Our sister Beyonce, BBTV, thank you so much and welcome. I do hope that we all are going to enjoy this. And if you have a question, please you go ahead and ask your questions in the discussion in the chat. We are going to see how we can answer you together. Thank you so much. So if you're just joining us, please don't forget to share this out, share to your community tab. If you're above 1K, if you are a YouTuber and you're above 1K, that is you're above 1,000 subscribers, please help share this on your community tab and also help share on your own social media platforms. Thank you so much for being here. May God bless you richly. So we are going to look at how you can calculate your ovulation date, how you can calculate your ovulation time, how you can calculate your ovulation period or ovulation day. Let me begin this discussion in the name of the Almighty, most merciful, most glorious. May the peace of the Almighty be with you. May the peace of the Almighty guide you. May the peace of the Almighty show you the right path to follow. May the peace of the Almighty have mercy upon you and myself and everyone else. Thank you so much for being here. So ovulation, like you know, for you to know how you can get your ovulation day, how you can get your ovulation time, how you can get the ovulation period, you must understand your cycle first in order for you to know how to get your ovulation day or ovulation time or ovulation period. How you can get your ovulation day or how you can get your ovulation date will depend on the length of your period, because ovulation in itself actually occurs just within a specific day. So if you understand your period, understand the length of your cycle, you will be able to know exactly when you ovulate or when you don't ovulate. This is very important because we have been discussing about the menstrual cycle here, how you can actually calculate your menstrual cycle, understand when you actually menstruate right up to when another menstruation comes. And if you understand all of these, then understanding ovulation will be easier for you. And for people who want to conceive, for those who try to conceive, understanding your ovulation will guide you towards that. And if you don't want to conceive as well, understanding your ovulation will also guide you towards you avoiding conception, because ovulation is the peak of fertility. So for us to start and understand how you can calculate this ovulation day, we first of all need to get an insight of ovulation. So what is ovulation? Ovulation is that time of a woman's menstrual cycle in which an egg is released from the ovaries and it comes down to the fallopian tube for fertilization to occur. The aim of ovulation is actually for fertilization to occur, because when that egg is released and if intercourse occurs within that period, then there is the probability for fertilization to actually occur and you become pregnant. So this is a key. This is very important for people who've been trying to conceive, because once you understand exactly when you ovulate, then the probability of you conceiving it becomes higher, because you will know when you can try to conceive. You will know the exact time that you will need to try in order to conceive. So understanding ovulation, the next thing now will be for you to know how do you actually calculate this ovulation. So how do you actually calculate this ovulation? The first thing about ovulation is that you need to know your cycle, so you understand when you menstruate and when when the next menstruation will come. So if we take, for example, that you are a 30-day cycle person, if you're a 30-day cycle person, then your ovulation, what you need to do is you take your cycle minus 14. So 30 minus 14, you're going to have 16. So somebody with a 30-day cycle, that person will ovulate on day 16. And 14 that we are minusing away from 30 is a standard. This is a standard that has been taken, and the consideration is that a woman will likely ovulate 14 days before the next period. So because of this, we take away 14 from your main cycle. Therefore means if your cycle is 30 days, 30 minus 14, you're going to have your ovulation. That is why if somebody is 30 days, 30 minus 14, the person has 16. Therefore means the ovulation date for that person is the 16th of her cycle. Her ovulation day is the 16th of her cycle. It therefore means that person is 30 days, you calculate from the first day she menstruates right up to day 16. That person will ovulate on day 16. Let us take another. If somebody is 21 day cycle, if your 21 day cycle, 21 minus 14, you're going to ovulate on the 7th. So we take 21 minus 14, this person will ovulate on the 7th. So counting from the first day of the person's flow right up to the 7th, that is when the person will ovulate. Welcome, Sister Vicky. How are you doing? It's been a while. You've not seen this face, right? Thank you so much for coming. So somebody who is 32-day cycle, you take 32 minus 14, you're going to have the 18th. It therefore means if your 32-day cycle, your ovulation date will be the 18th, or your ovulation day date will be the 18th. And you do this for any other cycle depending on the length. So let me say your 35 day cycle, 35 days is actually the longest cycle. Your 35 days, 35 minus 14, you're going to have 21. Therefore, mean you ovulate on the 21. So depending on the length of your cycle, you take 14 away from it. Like we said, 14 is a standard. If you take 14 away from it, you're going to have an answer. That answer will actually tell you that that is when you ovulate. With this, you're going to understand exactly when you ovulate, and you can now look at the period of your fertile window. You know, many people actually think that ovulation occurs for more than a day. Ovulation is actually just a day, that is 24 hours. But there is a period within ovulation that we call the fertile window. This period, we can call it the ovulation period, but it is the fertile window. So if you calculate your ovulation and you've seen that you are a 27-day cycle person, you take away 14, 27 minus 14, you're going to have 13. It therefore means your ovulation occurs on the 13th. How do you know the fertile window, or what you call the ovulation period? You're going to know the fertile window, or what we call the ovulation period, by having 4 days before this day 13 and 2 days after this day 13. So if your cycle is 27-day cycle, to get your ovulation, you take 14 away from 27, you have day 13, the 4 days before this and 2 days after this. So you're going to have from the 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and 17. So you're going to have from the 9 right up to the 17 as your ovulation period. But the ovulation day itself, if your cycle is 27 days, the ovulation day itself is the 13th. Remember, this day 13th is not 13th of January, it's not 13th of February, it's not 13th of March. This day 13th is actually 13th from the first day of your flow. So if you menstruate on the first of the month, that 13 will be actually 13th of that month. But if you menstruate, let me say, from the 10th of the month, then that 13 will be day 23. Because if you count from the 10th, you'll get up to 23 before you get to 13. So for somebody with 27-day cycle, that person will ovulate on day 13. How did you get it? You take that 27 minus 14. 14 is just a standard which you're going to take away from your total cycle whenever you're trying to look for your ovulation day. So once you have this, you take your fertile window, or what most ladies call the ovulation period. You take 4 days before and 2 days after. That's what you're going to get. So I will advise you to go home, look at your total cycle, and try to see if you can get your various ovulations, maybe from now right up to December, because you can do this from now right up to December, not waiting that until maybe you're about trying to conceive before you calculate your ovulation date. Your ovulation date can be done continuously from now right up to even next year once you understand your cycle very well. So if you take somebody who is 21-day cycle, the ovulation will occur on the 7th, 22-day cycle, ovulation occurs on the 8th, 23-day cycle, ovulation occurs on the 9th, 24-day 10, 25-day 11, 26-day 12, 27-day 13, 28-day 14, 29-day 15, 30-day 16, 31-day 17, 32-day 18, 33-day 19, 34-day 20, and 35-day 21. Those are the various ovulation dates. If you do the calculation, you are going to see if somebody is 21, 21 is the lowest ovulation day, and you see that the lowest ovulation is actually the 7th, and the longest or the highest ovulation is the 21. Depending on the length of your cycle, that is how your ovulation will come. I really do hope that this is going to help a lot of people out there. And if you have any question, please don't always hesitate. You send a WhatsApp message to 00237 666 006107, 00237 666 So just to highlight what we've been talking about, we've been talking about how you can get your ovulation, and we have said that ovulation is actually a day. Ovulation is not more than 1 day. Ovulation occurs for 24 hours. Ovulation is that time when an egg is being released for fertilization to occur. The aim of ovulation is for fertilization, but obviously if fertilization does not occur, what happens is that you menstruate at the end. So for people with very short cycle, you calculate your ovulation. Understand that if your cycle is very short, your ovulation might occur so early. And if you're thinking that maybe you'll give some days after your menstruation, you don't have any day to give. If your cycle is very short, like 21, 22-day cycle, immediately after your flow, you're fertile. So ovulation is that time that the egg is being released from the ovaries to the fallopian tube for fertilization to occur. And this occur if you are a 21-day cycle, you occur on the 7th. If you are a 22-day cycle, you occur on the 8th. If you are 30-day cycle, you occur on the 16th. If your 32-day cycle, it occurs on the 18th. How do you get all of these? You take your cycle minus 14, and you are going to get this. So if your 21-day cycle, 21 minus 14, you are going to have 7. If your 22-day cycle, 22 minus 14, you're going to have the 8, and so on. Our video is lagging. Okay, our video, there was a hitch there with our video. Sorry about that. So depending on the length of your cycle, what you just need to do is to take your cycle length minus 14. First of all, you need to understand your cycle. How many day cycle are you? After that, you take away 40 from it. That answer is your ovulation. Ovulation is just that particular day, but if you want to have a period in which you can still get pregnant, please, you take 4 days before the day you've had and 2 days after. So do this for any other cycle you're going to have that. So we are going to end here, please. I want to thank everyone who tuned in. I want to thank Sister Beyonce for coming.